Alright, so today we're going to be building a simple Active Directory lab from scratch using VirtualBox. I'll show you how to set it up in a Windows Server machine, promote it to a domain controller, and then add a Windows 10 client machine to get our little environment started. But first, what exactly is Active Directory? If you already know, you can skip ahead to here where the tutorial starts, but if not, Active Directory, or AD for short, is Microsoft's directory service that organizations use to manage users, computers, and other resources that's on the network. It's kind of like a central hub where all the IT admins can control things like logins, group policies, permissions, and access to files or other apps. For example, instead of managing hundreds of usernames and passwords on individual computers, Active Directory just lets you manage them all in one place called domain control. That's why it's so widely used in businesses and organizations, and why having Active Directory experience is such a valuable skill if you're trying to get into IT and cybersecurity, mainly identity and access management. So by the end of this, you'll know exactly how to run a functional Active Directory environment, just like you would see in the real world. You can also use this as a good practical project to get a little bit of hands-on experience in IT, or if you're trying to look into cybersecurity, that you can put on your resume or show other employers that you know exactly how to do this. So without further ado, let's get right into it. All right, so before we get started, there are some prerequisites that we're gonna need to have before we get started with the actual lab. We're gonna need VirtualBox installed, a Windows Server ISO, a Windows 10 ISO file, a nice decent host machine, which ideally has at least 16 gigabytes of RAM, an SSD, and a CPU with at least 4 cores or more. We're also going to get the VirtualBox extension pack, and all in all, we're just going to have 2 virtual machines, one for the Windows Server and one for the client, which is the Windows 10. All right, so first things first, we are going to install VirtualBox. You can just head over down to type in VirtualBox in whatever search browser that you want to do. Click on the first link that you see that's there. Then once you are there, click install, go through the setup, and also on the same page, install the extension pack as well. Next thing we're going to need is the 2 ISO files. In your same search engine, go over to search for the Windows Server ISO. You're going to find a link from Microsoft, and you're going to download the Windows Server 2022, and it's going to install the ISO for you directly. Now after that install, you want to go to search up the Windows 10 ISO, and this one is going to be a little bit tricky because the actual download is not going to be available on the site. Why did they do this? I have no idea why, but here's how you can get the actual ISO file from the Microsoft website directly. If you're using Chrome, which I'm using Brave, which is just a Chromium browser, you're going to want to go over to the 3 dots, select More Tools, and then Developer Tools. Then on the menu icon, select More Tools, then Network Conditions to enable it. Underneath the User Agent section, uncheck the Browser Defaults option, and you're going to see a whole bunch of lists of pre-configured user agents to choose from. I recommend just using the Safari, which is a non-Windows machine. Just go under Safari, Mac, click on it, refresh the page, and then you will be able to see the Windows 10 2023 ISO available to download. Just click on it, download it, select your language, and install. Okay, once that's done, select New Name, and this is going to be the name of your domain controller. So you can type in DC01. That's how it's going to search. That's how it's going to pull up on the network anyway. Make sure that you select the ISO file. That is Microsoft Windows Server 2022. Set the memory to about 4096, which is 4 gigs, and create a virtual hard disk using VDI. Allocate to about 60 gigs, and make sure that you also have 2 CPUs. Now, once that's done, you want to go and right click the VM, go to settings, and then go to network, and make sure you have 2 network adapters. Enable another one. It's already going to be one checked already. Enable another one, and that's going to be the internal network adapter. One of them is going to be called NAT, which you have the NAT option checked, which is what's going to be used to actually connect to the outside internet, and we're going to use a network adapter for the internal internet. Now once you select internal network, give it a name like LabNet, and make sure cable connected is also checked. Now once that's done, you're going to want to start up your virtual machine for the first time, boot from the ISO, and proceed with the installer. Select desktop experience, the GUI version of the installer, and when I ask you for an admin password, you're going to have to use a little more of a complicated password, so make sure it has 1 special character and 1 uppercase letter. All right, after setup, log in as the administrator, and then identify your network adapters. Make sure that by going on the control panel, network internet, and your network connections, you will then see that there will be 2 of them, Ethernet 1 and Ethernet 2. For me, Ethernet 2 is the NAT adapter, which is what's used to go and connect to the outside internet. You're going to want to select Ethernet 1 or whichever adapter that has the internal network on there. right click it, go to properties, IPv4, then use an IP address that you want to set it to. I set it to 1.192.168.1.3. Subnet mask is going to automatically fill itself. Leave the default gateway blank. And for the DNS server, you're going to type in the same IP. Now after that, you're going to want to install the Active Directory domain services. You can just follow on screen right now to see exactly how to do so. But pretty much you want to go to open your server manager, manage, add roles and features, select a role-based or feature-based installation, select the server, check Active Directory domain services, add features when prompted, next, and install. After installation completes, click on promote this server to a domain controller. Then after that's done, select add new forest, make the root domain name lab.local. You set everything else by default, set a password and also write it down. It also needs to meet some complexity requirements. Accept the DNS delegation warning and then select review, then install. Then the server will automatically configure the active domain and DNS and reboot. After it's rebooted, we're going to want to log in as lab/administrator, the domain administrator. Then to do a quick verification, go to server manager, tools, Active Directory, and computers should be present. Once you select it, you should see the Active Directory available. Now to install the Windows 10 client, you want to go to VirtualBox again, select new, and use this name client01 or whatever you want to name your client machine. Make sure it selects Microsoft Windows 10, 64-bit, set the memory to 4096 and the disk space to about 40 gigabytes. Then in the network section, once you right click and hit settings, you're going to want to go and add a new adapter, leave the adapter 1 to NAT, and add the second adapter to the internal network to the lab net, which is the same as the domain controller. This is important. Then you want to install Windows 10 from the usual setup. Once you're logged in, you're going to want to set the network on the internal adapter for itself. Go to the control panel, network connections, identify the internal adapter, which should be the same as it was for your Windows Server machine. In this case, for me, it is Ethernet 1. Right click, IPv4 settings, and then set the IP to the same subnet mask as the one from before. So in this case, it's 192.168.1.5 for me. So the mask is going to be the same, leave the default gateway blank, and your DNS server should be the same IP as your domain controller. So for this case, it's 192.168.1.3. Once that's done, make sure you select to validate the settings upon exit. Then you're going to want to test the connectivity by opening up your command prompt and sending a ping over to your domain controller IP, whatever that you set it to. It should respond back with everything is in order, and now you have just set up your first Active Directory with an active client on your server. And that's pretty much it. We're going to do some more exercises with exactly how to configure a lot of the things in Active Directory, but for right now, we're just focusing on how to set up the actual lab. If you guys enjoyed and want some more cybersecurity content like this, or any kind of IT content like this, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.